Brian, thanks.
Thank you, Dave. Really good to be here. First time here, and so it's really cool. I've already met a few people. It's like, wow, I'm super glad I came today. Mission to Mars. This is Mars is the name of my holding company now. We have a collection of 5 different companies. I did have AI do this, which was pretty fun. It's come up a few times. I started, and I'll talk a little bit about my story, and then we'll have a conversation. But I started, was successful off of Internet 2.0. I was too young for Internet 1.0, and I started my business on Internet 2.0 in 2004, and very, very successful being on kind of that second generation. I feel like that's kind of where we're at. We're kind of between 1.0 AI and 2.0 AI, and I feel like there's so much opportunity, and I'm excited to continue to learn about it. So it's been cool to have a conversation with Ian, and it's awesome to hear that people are getting into that space. So I started in a band. I washed windows so I could play music in a band, because bands need a tour, and you would go down. I actually would sometimes bring my window washing stuff on tour so that if we ran out of money, we could wash windows along the way. It did work. I will also tell you that drummers fucking suck at washing windows. So it's just, I don't know about the beats and the thing. But I was in a band. I wanted to be the next Blink-182, MXPA, like punk rock, lifestyle. I started playing music in high school, and it was very entrepreneurial. Like if you want to learn how to do business, you just go try to be in a band and go on tour. You got a budget. You got to go promote yourself. You got to stand up on stage and make yourself look like a fool. It could be out of 1,000 people. It could be out of 2 people at a bar. You got to learn how to fix a broken band without any money. You got to learn how to raise money. Awesome business experience. Didn't go to college. This was my college, and led me into something else, which was really fun. Bands need T-shirts, and so fortunately, my high school had a screen printing press, and in my, I think it was junior year, I took a screen printing class. It was the last class my school was funded for. And so after that, there was no more screen printing classes. I just happened to go to the last class, and I messed it up. I messed up my T-shirt. It didn't turn out. Like, oh crap. And so, but one of my buddies made a cool shirt, and I was like, oh, you can actually do this. You can actually make a T-shirt. And so after school, I came back, and my teacher said, hey, I'll help you make your own T-shirt if you want to do one for your upcoming concert. And I successfully made that T-shirt. And so I learned how to print my own T-shirts. That was actually the first shirt that I printed ever. The name of our band initially was Alloy. And then the second, Jeff Hell, who you mentioned, was our first band manager. Tyler was our bass player. So the people that I know through Dave, we're all in this band together. And it changed to Not Long After. You can still find us on Spotify. I think we get 259 downloads or plays every month. Super, super big. It's great, but Not Long After is the name of our band, and that's me in my bedroom in Jeff Held's house that I rented from him, and that's me working on my first website in 2004. And so one of the things that my band did was we made our own T-shirts, and other bands were like, oh, that's rad. We were on Warped Tour one time, and they were like, can you teach us how to make our own T-shirts and maybe sell us what you do to do it? And so I was like, oh, that's another way to pay for a tour. So I sold them some stuff. And then I sold them some more stuff, and then my dad was like, hey, come to this internet marketing workshop on how you can make a business online. I was like, Dad, that sounds like a horrible idea. And it was January 20th, 2003, and it was raining, and I had $20 in the bank because you can't wash windows when it's raining outside, and you can't tour in January because no one wants to do anything because everyone's depressed. And so I had no money, and he's like, there's a free lunch. And I was like, okay, sweet, I'm in, free lunch. And so he invested $10,000 for me to start up this internet website. And it was kind of like a very, very early version of Shopify, build your own website. I went online. I created a website that sold screen printing supplies. I created a website that sold T-shirts. My idea was create this website company that does all these cool different websites. And I started a pharmaceutical company and a tool drop shipping company, and all these different website ideas, and the T-shirt website just took off like a rocket ship. So it's interesting. I love this quote, is if you can't find your purpose, figure out your passion, and your passion will lead you to your purpose. So coming out of high school or not going to college, I was super passionate about music. I wanted to be a rock star, you know? And so, but rock stars made t-shirts. And like, it's really awesome to see how things kind of turn around and lead. Another thing that I wanted to kind of talk about as far as like where the company's gone from since we started, we were very fortunate in that early stage of the company to hit the right place at the right time, that Internet 2.0. We were the first company to do it. I was the first person to learn how to market on Google, how to SEO in our space. I was the first person to have a video on YouTube in our space. We now have like hundreds of thousands of followers on YouTube. Some core values that I have personally and that we have throughout our companies now is like hard work. Hard work is a very, very important part of any startup, any plan. Be daring. This is my senior year picture. I was like touted as the most daring, which was perfect. And then serve others. And that's kind of where that purpose came into play, is like when I started this business, we're serving other entrepreneurs, people that want to start their own screen printing businesses. We sell them equipment, we sell them supplies, but then we help partner them and train them. So I've had the opportunity to work with over 200,000 entrepreneurs throughout the course of my 20 years in this t-shirt industry, which has been an amazing thing. And I've seen some of them do some amazing things. We're talking about Marcus earlier. He's like one of those guys. And so it's really, really fun industry to be a part of, super creative. So serving others, I asked ChatGPT what screen print supplier gives the best service in the industry, and they said Ryonet does. So I was like, ding, ChatGPT, let's go. But very, 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 very important. And we talk about our customer's journey, and this is what I wanted to kind of speak on a little bit today. The customer journey is pretty interesting. A lot of companies focus on that customer journey, and we take a little bit different approach. So it's not about the customer journey and where they find you and all these things. What I like to do with our businesses is I'd like to actually get very, very intimate with our customers and go on a journey with them. So it's not about a customer journey that you're helping guide. It's about like literally getting in the car or asking them to join your bus and going on a customer journey with you. And the best way to do that specifically as a startup is to pitch your idea to customers. And so when we did start up our own t-shirt company called Allmade Apparel, and Allmade Apparel was the idea to start a better t-shirt that we could print on, that all our customers could print on. And I took 12 customers. My pitch was to take 12 customers to this apparel manufacturing country, Haiti, and learn how apparel is made from the ground up. And so my pitch to them was I pitched 15 people, come on, like leave your families, come on this trip with us, get a bunch of different shots and take malaria pills, and we're gonna look at starting this t-shirt company. And 12 of them said yes. So whenever I'm starting up a new idea, whether it's a new business or whether it's a new product or whether it's a new business unit, I always take a customer segment of somewhere between 10 and at least 10, but at upwards of 100, and go pitch this idea. And then you see the sell-through, and you immediately know. And you don't make that sell-through too easy. There's got to be a commitment. There's got to be money. There's got to be something. And then you know this is a good idea that could work. I knew that this was a good idea that could work, and that started. We didn't even have a brand at that time, and that started this movement to create a better shirt that was made for people, by people, gave them dignified work, helped communities in the area. This was one of the orphanages that we worked with in Haiti that actually had a school that trained people how to sew t-shirts. And we did it in an environmentally responsible way. This is actually the first shirt that came off the line. This is the first Allmade shirt in Haiti that came off the line, and that was about half of the founding group. So my goal was to get a very diverse group of people together that knew t-shirts better than I did, because I just sold them supplies. I just sold them equipment. The new t-shirts better than I did, that could make the best shirt possible and that could help me sell it. So Allmade is now a collective of 13 people. It's one of the companies that Mars owns. It's the A in Mars. And it is a collective of 13 different founders that have a mind. I'm the main founder and Mars is the main holder of that company, but they all have a piece of it. And so based on their sales and how they promoted the product and how well they did with the product, Some of them have 0.5%, and some of them have upwards of 5% of the company. And it was kind of a cool crowdfunding place to do that, and it's always going to be a super special part of that story in that company. So now Mars is consisted of 5 different companies. The first is the founding company, Ryonet. So Ryonet, and it's really cool because all these companies are different, and the reason why we split the companies up is because they all serve different niches and different business models. I actually had to try to have them all together at once, and we grew to be about close to a $50 million company. But making t-shirts that sell for $5 is way different than making a automatic screen printing digital machine that sells for $1 million. You know, and so the service model and everything around that was super, super different. So we ended up splitting them up. So Ryonet's here local in Vancouver. We actually manufacture manual screen printing equipment right here in the United States. We've helped 200,000 people start screen printing, and our mission is to power their print. So powering the print, whether you want to start or whether you want to grow, we want to educate you, we want to support you, we want to service you to power your print. That's one of our founders of Allmade, that we helped him start a screen printing company too, and then he ended up becoming a founder of Allmade. So I already talked a little bit about Allmade. We've expanded. We actually did a joint venture partnership with a company called Sanmar. They're close to a $5 billion family-owned company here in the United States, largest manufacturer and distributor of t-shirts. So we partnered with them to help us grow that. And we're currently doing about $20 million in business, and we have some of our shirts over there. That's our organic and recycled line. So all of our shirts are sustainable, whether it's using recycled materials or organic materials. Fashion is the second most wasteful industry in the world, and so our goal is to create a good quality product that you A, don't throw away, which is a wasteful thing, and B, doesn't take resources out of our environment or harm the environment through the process. Rock US is our automated equipment company. So when somebody starts and they need to print a lot of t-shirts, our machines here, it's a joint venture with one of our Portuguese manufacturers. They've been around for 43 years, which is the same length of time that I've been alive. So they've make high-end, really amazing equipment. I actually just got back from Portugal last week, and those machines can print upwards of 1,300 shirts an hour. So serving the largest companies in the world at a very, again, our same mission, but at a different, higher level. Our goal is to give somebody a piece of equipment that they can be successful with. They can use, it takes less labor to run it, it uses less energy to run it, makes better quality product, so that that shirt, when it gets into somebody's hands, is loved, is worn, it's worn out, and it's not thrown away. Made Lab is a new startup that I actually got to be a part of in 2021, and MADE stands for Modern Apparel Development and Education. So kind of similar to what Dave's doing, this is kind of that for our industry. We do classes, we do conferences, we do a lot of testing and development, and we work with startups to help them come to market. And then this is the Stampaneta. The Stampaneta is a really funny name. I thought it was a stupid product. I got pitched this as an investor of this product in 2015. I told the guy he was off his rocker because I'm like, that sounds like the worst name, the worst product. You are in my face at a trade show. I'm trying to sell this $100,000 piece of equipment. I actually ended up trading him a rock press for a 15% ownership stake in this company. This company makes better shirts, so it's like an innovative, patented thing that ends up making a better t-shirt. And if you feel the shirts that are over there, they're super soft. They don't feel rough like a lot of shirts, and that's because this product is used to do that. So it's a really cool group of companies. Right now we're about 150 people. This is our annualized growth rate over the course of time. So again, this is me in my bedroom, starting at $275,000 my first year in business, growing to $4 million to $8 million. This year we'll top out right around $80 million. We grew really well out of the pandemic. 2023 took a little bit of a dip, like year-over-year growth was the first time we hadn't grown since 2019. But growing really well again, kind of follow those cycles and change your business models appropriately in order to meet what is happening in the market. So super exciting group to be a part of. And this is actually the first time I've ever spoken about all the companies together and how they all work together. So it's excited to talk about a group and how you can take one company, start it, but then that kind of spawns and you never know where that's going to go in life. And so just 3 things to leave with. So it starts and ends with service. Like all the companies, service is part of our core value in every single one of the companies. And it's super, super important to make sure that you build your company off that model. Go on a journey with the customer. Don't focus on the customer journey. See how do you find your core customers and really learn a lot from them and go on a journey with them. And then together is better. All of our companies here are partnerships. Ryanet's actually the only company that I wholly own out of that holding company. Every other company has a partnership, whether it's a joint venture, whether it's partners that help bring other aspects to the company. And it's definitely better if you can create those partnerships and help grow your network. So that kind of ends it up, and then we'll have a conversation, I guess.